sometimes people do things that hurt us and they don't necessarily mean to, but it still makes us angry, frustrated and annoyed. And I know I've spoken to a few people recently who've expressed that kind of frustration, and frustration with themselves, because they don't like feeling angry with people they care about, but they just sometimes feel overwhelmed with it. Now, as I always say, you know, this is kind of for things that are not a major problem in your life. If you need to go and see a professional, a therapist or a medical professional, then please do that. But for some of the people who've asked me for help with this, it's been more a general irritation or an anger, just around maybe things that are going on in their life, things that they see online, just the kind of things that disrupt your day and make you feel a bit yucky and not so good about yourself. So I know that tapping is something that a lot of us find really useful. So let's do some tapping on anger, irritation, annoyance. You can change the words, as I always say, to whatever makes sense to you. So we'll do an EFT one. And let's think about a specific situation where somebody's annoyed you. We're going to start on the side of the hand, or the karate chop point. And think about the situation. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it? Write that down, because you're going to forget later when you start to feel better. Even though I'm feeling really angry right now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though that person has really upset me and I'm quite angry, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though he or she has really annoyed me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now, obviously, I'm not feeling particularly angry right now, so I don't have that emotion, but you will have. So make the words make sense to you. If you want to say something quite rude about that person at first, that's okay, because we're going to tap it away, right? So even though she's really annoyed me, really pissed me off, really made me angry, whatever the words are, then it's okay to say them. You don't have to do it in public. Okay, so that is the setup statement. Once we've done the setup statement, then we do the reminder statement. Now, most of you have done some tapping before. If you haven't, please go back and check my tapping for beginners. But I will just remind you, we do eyebrow, side of eye, under nose, chin, collarbone, points on either side, under the arm, top of the head. And you can do these points on either side of the body, but I think it gets a bit too confusing to do them on both. So we did the setup statement, and the reminder statement, where we tap on the points, is whatever is going to remind you and keep you focused on the problem. Tapping works when we actually tap on the problem and think about the problem, because what we're doing, remember, is we're tapping so that we can separate from the emotion from the event. So eventually we can still think about whatever it was that irritated, annoyed us or made us angry, and it no longer causes that feeling to emerge. Okay, so what would be a useful reminder statement for you? It might be, a reminder word, it might be this anger, this emotion, this irritation. It might be the person, it might be the situation. So whatever it is, that's what you're going to say. So for me, let's start with this anger. This anger. Tap 5 to 7 times. This anger. This anger. This anger. This anger. This anger. This anger. So you're tapping while you're thinking about the issue and saying that word. And this is where people often get a little stuck, because they say, I don't know what to say. What would you say if you were explaining the story to me or to somebody else? I can't believe she did this. I came in and he'd done this, or she'd done this, or they said this, or this annoyed me, or it's not fair. Whatever it is that the story is, that is the thing that you should tap on. So a big one that people talk about are being angry in the car. Somebody cuts them up, or they get a little frustrated because somebody was going too slow or going too fast. So if you think about that one, I'm going to give you a few examples. So that driver, I'm so angry with that driver. He was so stupid. He cut me up. He nearly caused an accident. That was so wrong. I wonder if he can even drive. I wonder if she can even drive. That was ridiculous. I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he drove like that. He shouldn't be on the road. He made me so angry. He made me so frustrated. And that's just one example. So if you were talking about that, you would keep talking about the issue, and you would be tapping on it, and you would be describing it to yourself as if you were telling it to someone else, or as if you were saying it in a mirror or reciting it. So you keep tapping, and then what happens is, as you begin to tap, the emotions hopefully and usually begin to lift. So let's go back to the anger. That was just another example, but let's say, I can't believe he said this. I mean, really? As if I'd done something wrong? That was so unfair. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. It's just not right. I'm so angry. And then as you feel the emotion begin to leave you and you start to feel so much better, then you start to change the words around. I don't need to get angry over this. It's really silly. It's not good for my health. It ruins my day. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to choose to let it go. I choose to let this emotion go. I'm going to let it go. And then do another round. Make it so that it's more positive. I don't like being angry. I'm going to make an effort to be less angry. Because that situation, although it was annoying and it was unfair, maybe there was part of it I could have handled better. It certainly wasn't worth ruining my day. So I'm going to let it go. So that is just one way of doing it. And again, the more you do it, the more creative you get and the easier it becomes. People who say, well, I don't know what to say. Again, what would you say if you were telling me about that particular problem? Recite that. And when it's really real, you might be tapping and you might be angry, you might be crying, you might be really feeling it. That's what we want, because then you tap it away and you say, now where are the emotions? So do that and then ask yourself, where am I on a scale of 1 to 10 now? And hopefully it will have come down dramatically. If it hasn't come down by at least 2, then I would say you need to kind of rethink it. Maybe think about the words that you're saying and whether you really want to let that emotion go, and maybe try a different technique. And I do have other ways of handling different kinds of emotions, but try that one. Let me know how it goes. Post in the comments, and if you've got any problems with the kind of things that you say, but go with your instinct, go with whatever the problem is, and I'm sure you'll find it helpful. Thank you.